Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Take a quick look here at Bitcoin. 59,000 down from its 60,000 level we talked about earlier when we were looking at this last. The price action this morning was crazy. It went up and down really fast and essentially kind of provided like some really weird conditions in the market. Mostly altcoins are doing well though, because again, Bitcoin dominance is pulling back. Keep in mind, this is not the cause, this is more so the effect. But when you see Bitcoin dominance decreasing, alts are generally favorable, okay? So at this point here, most altcoins are looking decent. They haven't pulled back very strong. A lot are continuing to make higher highs and higher lows, or just parallel highs. We'll cover a few of those coins here a little bit later, but let's go ahead and jump into Bitcoin, kind of see what's going on in the back end there. And again, if you are new to the channel, thanks so much for watching. And if you want to become a better trader, just recommend you jump on over to our Trading Academy Community Signals group. That's all linked down below if you're curious. But do not forget to hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. Quick little heads up too, took some nice profits here from Bitcoin, 30% short, and then a 28% short from Aave over the weekend. So I am leaning a little bit more towards shorts. However, we opened two longs earlier today as well with some altcoins. So truth is, there's a lot going on right now. And let's talk about that. Okay, so quickly to note, we got a lot of liquidation down below the price action, but some above 63,000. That's still that same consistent variable above the price action. But there's a newer concentration about 54,000. These are more, and I would say these are lower leveraged longs from roughly a week ago. Okay, and if we do take a look at the bigger picture here, we can see even though 54,000, there's about 5 to 10 billion at that level, there's still a sizable chunk above the price action at 63K. All right, so we're kind of almost in the middle of that. So truth be told, this doesn't tell us a lot, but it does help us understand that there's a probability of the price going pretty aggressive in either direction when it does. All right, and let's take a look here if there's any consideration for taking a long versus a short. Now with Bitcoin, I'm still leaning a little more towards the price pulling back. I've been feeling that for a little while, just based on the way that the price action has been responding. And if you look at the 4-hour time frame here, we're under the 20-day SMA, rejected pretty hard off that. And again, our local point of control is right here at about 60,700 roughly. And that's an area of resistance. So we are below some resistance there, confirming further downside is slightly more likely. Again, I'm not going to emphasize it's like a massive likelihood the price is going to drop, but there's more signs pointing down than up at this exact moment. All that being said, let's take a quick look at the RSI on the daily. Nothing's changed here, right? We're still in the same place as before. Money flow index pretty low, all things considered. And then stochastic's trying to swing down. MACD is not converging. We're underneath every single moving average. There's not really much light at the end of this tunnel here as far as a macro awesome situation. Okay, so again, we're going to be awesome when we break through 63,000 because we're going to be above all those moving averages, and we'll likely be above 50 on the RSI at that point and probably converging by then too. So those are just areas that I would much rather feel comfortable taking a long position with. Taking a long right now just because it's a dip doesn't mean you buy the dip, right? Now if this is a spot bag, it's a different story, right? I love adding to my spot bag every time price of Bitcoin comes down. Have I been adding to it here? Not so much. I got in pretty heavy between 50 and 55 though. Now, again, I have tons of limit orders too as well, between 55,000 and even 48 to 45K, just to be safe. Now, do I think we're going to see that? Probably not, but I like to be prepared and ready to go. So that's just me personally. I just like adding to my spot bag for a long-term hold. Bitcoin's one of my long-term investments among other, Roth IRA and individual index funds. Okay, so again, I diversify. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket, but the egg that I do prefer to choose in the crypto world is Bitcoin. All right. So having said all that, let's take a quick look here at the 4-hour time frame. We can see we're above and below 50 on the RSI, stochastic kind of maxing out, MACD diverging, money flow index pulling back. There's a lot of reasons why this isn't really like a monstrously beneficial situation. We can see where the 50-day SMA is the only saving grace for us here, kind of holding like a champ at about 58K. So we do have a rough estimate of support at 58,000. That's kind of reaffirmed by this 0.382 fib level at 57.5. So you could say that little range there is a nice little support range. But again, we're descending in this trend. We're establishing lower highs. Haven't established lower lows yet. It's kind of a bit of a wedge pattern here. And the truth is, while the price could break out to the upside, we want to wait for it to break above the 20-day SMA at the very least. Okay, again, we got to be over this 60,500, 60,600 point of control. A clean closure at about 60.7 would be awesome. And I'm not talking about just 1 hour from now when the hourly candlestick or the daily candlestick closes. I'm referring to like a little bit more substance, right? 2 or 3 4-hour candles above that level might be more appropriate. Now I know waiting for that to happen is probably like a pipe dream at this point, just based on the way that Bitcoin moves and how fast it moves. But again, that's an ideal situation for confirmation. Take a look here to sequential. We can see we're not really maxed out in either direction. So we're good there. Ichimoku Cloud is going to confirm that the price action and the lagging span are kind of within, essentially telling us that you shouldn't take a trade right now because it's a mess. There's no other way around it. I don't know if you've noticed by now, but this is what a mess does, right? So when a coin's looking really healthy, it doesn't do this. Okay, 5% jump, 5% dump in like 2 hours. Come on, that's garbage. Anyways, when we look here though, lagging span and the conversion line, the baseline, they're all kind of just crunched together, and when that happens, there's really no good signs for confirmation. The only confirmation factor I would like to look for would be for the price action to be above the cloud, which would put us above this descending trend line. Okay, it just makes sense. So wait for confirmation. 60,000 or higher at the least. I would say 60,000.5 would be an optimal entry if the price action were to close above that point of control. Okay, again, those are all just things I'm looking for there. Is it an exact world? No. Is it perfect? Definitely not. But the truth here is that Bitcoin dominance is on the decrease. Altcoins are surging fairly well. And it makes sense because Bitcoin dominance is almost 58%. Usually 60% is just like a crazy number. So again, alts need to be able to recover here, and a lot of profits are coming from Bitcoin going into altcoins. It's basically what this shows us. So that's a good sign. So it's not a good market for Bitcoin right now, unless you're shorting essentially. And then you probably going to be in your best interest to consider positions to the upside, maybe some longs for some altcoins. Again, select altcoins maybe. We open, just complete disclosure, we open a trade with Ethereum. It's looking very strong. Likely going to be able to see that sweep of liquidation there. And of course, near protocols are our other option. Okay, so either way, that's all available to you if you want to join our CryptoCache premium group. Link down below, cryptocache.tech. Feel free to message me if you have any questions. Getting a lot of questions lately, just kind of curious how it works. It's all there for you if you want it. Jumping over to Twitter, Telegram, and Discord too. You can see our results there, or just in general, pay attention to some of the playout charts I provide. I thank you all very much for watching. Either way you look at it, hit the like button before you go. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.